Thank you. We just got this new carpet. See my Ansel Adams poster. Trying to get my phone set up too. That should stay.
Sit over there.
Alright, cool. Everybody can see. I'm okay without them.
Or a blanket?
Yeah, give me one blanket just to sit on for the Dharma and whatever. Let's full screen this. Okay. Jay! Good to see you, brother. Miss you, man.
Thanks for coming to my living room.
Oh, welcome to mine. This is my study and my music room.
That's awesome.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I'll show you. Maybe later we can FaceTime on the phone. I'll show you. I just redid my whole music setup. You'd be psyched.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Looking forward to class.
Awesome. Me too. Me too. We got a picture of Gurudev for everybody. There he is. Swami Satchidananda. See what's up. We got a little altar with all the Buddhas and Guruji. The prayer of St. Francis. Still got 6 minutes.
I didn't get any far on my hands.
That's a good one to read before bed.
This is like the first spiritual book.
Really?
Oh my god, it was like, he gets it!
I would love to revisit that. I haven't read it in a few years.
Yeah, let's read it. Let's keep it next to our bed and we can read it every night in the morning.
Greg, is Grandpa going to do class?
Not
Oh,
today. I don't think he's a distraction, I'll be honest with you. His narrations aren't always quite appropriate.
He does his own exercises pretty well.
Every day. The man is 87. He just turned 87 last week. He can put his whole palms on the floor in a forward fold.
It's impressive.
That's amazing. I got him set up. He's got resistance bands that he ties to the door, and he does all his exercises every day. He lays down, he does Supta he knows. He does like Anjaneyasana with the chair. He's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah.
But he's gonna be babysitting too, right?
Oh yeah, he's excited. He tells all his friends on the phone, he's like, I'm gonna be a great grandpa soon.
Really?
Oh, that's such a blessing.
He's psyched, I'll be honest with you. Do you guys see this belly?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Hi, you look so beautiful.
I feel like a watermelon.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful watermelon.
We get everybody's house.
You like my house, Lauren? We just got this new carpet. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
My mom got us these pillows we've been using to like read and watch movies
Those
on
are
and stuff.
like,
Right. Got my djembe in the corner. A little bookshelf.
want to take Greg's class with me? Yeah? Want to take Greg's class?
So, Greg,
Yeah.
just be mindful of, the time.
Alright, I got
I mean,
8:57.
I would wait a couple minutes after, like 9:02, and then start from there.
Okay. Yeah, you let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Know where the Zoom link is?
Yeah, I planned it out. I tried to time everything pretty well. I knew usually my MO is to go over by like 10:15, so I know I can't do that today.
Countries suffering depression. The people are depressed and crafty.
Sita,
Yeah?
can you guys mute everybody when you want to start, or do we have to do that?
Last time they did it from your end.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering, given it's a different teacher, if he can do it or not.
Let me look. It looks like I just have control over my own.
Okay, all right. I'll mute everybody when you start.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you can unmute me, or will I might have to do that.
Yeah, you're going to be muted too.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't mute you.
Marcy, there might be an option for you to give Greg a choice to be like the owner of the.
No, that gets tricky.
Okay.
I have
It's
to go back
alright.
to
It's
the
easy for
settings
me to
and
just
everything.
unmute. It's fine.
Okay.
Marcy, there's definitely a way to mute.
I'll mute everybody. Hi, Paula.
Hi, so good to be here.
Good to see you,
I know I've been thinking of you. I'm going to email you. I've been reading that book you recommended.
And so I wrote you a different book.
A whole bunch. What's that?
It's so funny to hear everybody's.
Homely.
There's already 64 people.
The blocks. I'm excited to take your class.
Yeah, right? You never get to. This is fun.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too. You guys see my shirt? It says, proud to be alive. So this was my dad and his friends made up their own holiday when they were like 17 or 18. They call it Proud to Be Alive Day. And it's the second Sunday every October. And they just like get together in Tallman State Park and they have like a barbecue and just like celebrate being alive. And so I don't know, it just felt really appropriate for this time right now. It's like, hey man, let's just be grateful we're all together and we're all doing yoga.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody and unmute you.
Okay.
Can you make Greg's image the largest one? It could be.
You can pin me, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm unmuted, and then I should be pinned.
Just make sure everybody, I have pinned you, Shiva, just make sure everybody else has pinned you in case you're little. So just say that in the beginning.
All right. You guys ready to, you want to wait another
I'm gonna
minute?
keep myself now.
So Marcy, give me a thumbs up. You ready to get started? Okay. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here with me. Welcome to our apartment here. And I guess if you haven't pinned me yet, please do so that I'm the large image on your screen and you can follow more easily. But I would like to get started today by opening class with 3 ohms. So if you guys want to find a nice comfortable seat, and just find an even weight in your sits bones. Draw the spine up tall. Maybe slowly close the eyes. Find a softer breath. Let's all inhale for our first Om, big breath. Just notice any difference that you feel in the room after the ohms, what you feel in your body, what you notice in your mind. Really start to notice some details within the breath, moving in and out, temperature and texture. And you can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. I wanted to open class with a short reading from my Guruji, Reverend Jagannath Carrera, his commentary on the Yoga Sutras, which we affectionately refer to as the Purple Book. And this is actually the first sutra in Pada 3, or Book 3, and it talks about dharana, which is concentration, but it's our first stage of meditation. And so the sutra reads, dharana is the binding of the mind to one place, object, or idea, just like we did with our breath now. And he writes, in dharana, concentration, the mind directs its attention to a fixed point, any place, object, or idea the practitioner chooses. Of course, the mind is not in the habit of attentively focusing on one point. It wants to run here and there, and it does. Many times during a meditation session, the mind will quietly slither away, initially undetected. Each time the mind's wandering ways are discovered, the practitioner lets go of the wayward thoughts and refocuses on the object of meditation. Over time, the mind wanders less frequently and becomes increasingly still, clear, and powerful. Letting go of distracting thoughts is a hallmark of many yoga practices. For example, this technique is similar to the method of redirection used in pratipaksha bhavana, pratyahara, and the practice of the 4 locks and the 4 keys. Therefore, regularity in these practices will serve as a support for advancement in dharana. So I read this sutra because, I've been really thinking about what I can do in this time. It seems like we really don't have any control, which, we really don't. But at the end of the commentary, Guruji mentions pratipaksha bhavana, which is, always helpful for me, but especially now with taking in so much of this crazy news, and, it's necessary to be up to date and informed, but the patterns that sometimes this information can create can get overwhelming and cause a lot of fear and worry and just keep us in this place where we're victims to the mind's activity, right? And so pratipaksha bhavana, simplified, is just replacing a thought that doesn't serve us with one that's more beneficial, right? And so as I've been meditating, right, or sitting, cultivating dharana, I see the thoughts happening, the whirling excursions, as we sometimes refer to them, the worry that comes, the fear that can come, the going over the same facts that I've already learned, again and again. And when I realize that my mind is in a place that isn't necessarily serving me, the effort that I apply is to insert something more beneficial, right? And it's like the e-brake on the mind's like running downhill, or whatever you want to call it, when the mind gets out of control and it's just going. And pratipaksha bhavana is what kind of halts that and allows you to like regain some of that control in the mental space. And so I invite you to practice that too if you like. It can be anything that you bring in. We use a mantra. You can use some sort of positive affirmation, even like an uplifting image, thinking about your dog or your kids or something like that, being grateful for something around you. It can always be helpful to get us out of that wheel of worry and fear. Right? And so also, I've been studying Chinese medicine now, so I designed this sequence to address the organs in our body which also hold that fear and worry. Fear is associated with the element water, and therefore it resides in the organs of the kidneys and the urinary bladder. And so we're going to do a lot of work to soften those up and tonify them and release any stagnant chi or prana that is in those organs. And worry is associated with the spleen, right? So doing some things to help out our digestion, massage the spleen a little bit to release anything that might be stuck in there and causing us to worry too much. So I invite you all to join me in a child's pose and we'll get going. Okay, so you just come to your knees, wide as the mat, let the big toes touch, and sit back onto your heels as you let the head come to rest, and you walk the hands out far. Right, as you walk the hands out, maybe today you'd like to bend the elbows and bring the hands to prayer over the back of the head, coming into namaskar. And start to inhale deeply. And exhale completely. And as you're pressing your hands together behind your head, feel the heat between the palms. Take a full breath into that space between your ribs and the hips. And as you exhale, feel the hips be heavier towards the heels. Breathing into the armpits, softening the features of the face. Stay for a few more breaths, moving from the pause at the top with complete awareness to the pause at the bottom. Feeling the ribcage move as you breathe. Last inhale. Finish your exhale. Then we're going to slowly come up. We're just going to lay down on our backs now. And so we're going to move through a vinyasa in our bridge pose, right? So you'll bend the knees, bring the feet hip distance apart, toes slightly in, heels slightly out, hands near the hips, palms down. And we're going to move in conjunction with the breath. So let's also begin with a complete exhale. And then as you inhale, you'll press into your heels, lift your hips and arms simultaneously. So the hips reach their apex as both hands reach the floor. The exhale will bring us back down so that the hips and hands land at the same time. Inhale, let's lift. Hips and arms moving at the same pace. Exhale, breath, hips, hands land at the same time. 5 more. Big inhale, lift up. As you exhale, descend. So really feel that the throat stays soft going through these motions, that the tongue isn't moving around as you're going back and forth. Exhale to lower. All right, for the last 3, really press deeply into your heels. Engage the hamstrings and the glutes. Lift your hips up high. Exhale, replace them down. Soft face, soft throat. 2 more. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to descend. Last one. Good. From here, we're going to slowly draw the knees in towards the chest. Give ourselves a squeeze and then maybe move into a happy baby. All right, so our kidneys are situated just inside the lowest 2 ribs, right? So as you come into happy baby, maybe you take a couple back and forth motions to start massaging your kidneys there. Deep breaths into the low belly. And then I wanted to add some movement into this as well. So start to rock over to one side. See if you can bring one knee to the floor. And then inhale, try and extend the opposite leg. As you exhale, you'll start to transition to the other side, bring the other knee to the floor, and then inhale, reach through the other heel. This is optional, so you could stay static or on your exhales, transition from side to side. Inhale to extend the leg, spreading the toes on both feet. Let's do a couple more like this. Feeling the hamstrings open as the quadriceps engage. Feeling the massage in the lowest part of your thoracic spine and in your kidneys. Last time back and forth. Oh, feels good. Alright, and then we're going to draw our knees back into the chest. See if you can bring your knees to touch as well as the ankles. And again, spread your toes. We'll bring our arms out to cactus arms or 90-degree angles on the floor. Do your best to keep your knees squeezing together. Then we're going to take a big breath in at the center. As you exhale, you'll lower halfway to the right so the knees don't touch the floor. Keep both shoulders pinned down as you inhale, bring both knees to the center. Exhale, both knees to the other side, just floating them a few inches off the floor. Inhaling to the center. Knees together, really squeeze them as you exhale over to the side. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling towards the floor. And do one more time back and forth. Inhale, squeeze those knees together. Spread your toes as you lower and exhale. Last half, inhaling to the middle. Exhaling to the side. Good. We'll inhale back up. Let's take out 3 to 5 rocks up and down the spine. And maybe get a little side-to-side action in, so you're going up and down the paraspinal muscles. Also your bladder channel. On the bladder channel, there are points which correspond to every major organ. So as you roll up and down on the back, you're releasing anything stagnant from all of your organs, actually. We'll come up to sit when you're ready. Scooch back so we can extend the legs. And let's start in Janu Shirshasana. So if you want to take one hand to the inside of the knee, help it bend. And grab the ankle to place the foot inside the thigh. We'll extend through the leg long and then inhale the arms up to make the spine long. Twist towards your extended leg and then begin to fold with length over that leg. Maybe grabbing the foot, Or if you have maybe a t-shirt or something to bridge the gap, maybe a strap, use that. Let's inhale and lengthen the heart towards the foot. Exhale and descend. Elbows go wide. Big breath in. Long breath out. As you breathe in, extend through the long leg. As you breathe out, press the heel of the bent leg into that thigh. Couple more. Exhaling deeply. Last one. And exhale. You'll slowly come up to sit as you breathe in. You'll help that knee come to stack and then extend the leg. Hand to the inner edge of the other knee. You can grab the ankle to help place the foot on the inner thigh. Right? You can always feel free to place something under this knee if there's a lot of sensation. Extend through the long leg now and lift the arms up to make the spine long. Twist towards the long leg. Reach with the heart as you fold forward so that the front of the spine is as long as possible. All right, if you grab the foot, great. If not, you can bridge the gap or just hold anywhere on the leg. But with that first inhale, let's really open through the front of the spine as much as we can. As you exhale, you lead with the heart and follow with the chin. And take a deep breath in. A long breath out. Feeling the entire duration of each breath. Using that sensation as our object of meditation. So as we're breathing and we notice that the mind starts to talk or starts to pull us into the future or the past, we constantly redirect back to the feeling of the breath. Two more. Exhale one. Last breath in. Exhale two. Good. Let's slowly come up. Let's help the knee to stack and then extend the leg. Okay, and then we're going to place our feet a little wider than our hips. Hands are placed behind us on the floor. We're just going to flex the feet and let both knees drop to one side. Okay, as you inhale, you bring them to the top. As you exhale, you bring them to the floor. All right, and as you start to move with the inhale to the center, this time as we bring the knees to the floor, you might be able to lift your hips up. Exhale. All right. As you press down, you take a big inhale, opening the psoas, the stomach channel, moving all the way into the chest. Coming across. Maybe lifting the hips. We'll do one more back and forth. Last side. All right. Now we're just going to move into our downward facing dog. So as you're ready, you'll find this triangle shape with your body. And start to move in ways that feel good. Alright, so you might want to lift and lower each heel. Start to open up the Achilles and the calves. Start to spread your toes to make space between all those bones in your feet. And just acquaint yourself with the sensation of your hands and your feet touching the floor. So, notice your fingertips. Which finger is heaviest? See if you can distribute the weight evenly amongst all your fingertips. Noticing also that the fingers are heavier or more weighted than the heels of the palms. And from there, let's inhale, lift our thigh muscles, lift our hips up and back. Then we're going to bend our knees, but not let them touch the floor. Let's take a big breath in here. Exhale here. And then we're going to inhale to flow forward to the top of a push-up. Plank pose. All right, we'll exhale to lower knees, chest, and chin. Then we'll inhale, slide through a cobra so that the belly lands, the feet press down. We reach the heart forward. And then we'll pass through bent knees, just lightly touching our child's pose. And then inhale, come back up to dog pose. That's all exhale. Take a big breath in, lift the thighs, lift the hips. And we're going to repeat. So as you exhale, bend both knees, don't let them touch. Let's inhale, shoot forward to the plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and shin. Inhale to cobra. Feet press heavy, glutes engage. Exhale, pass through child's. And lift back up to dog, inhaling. Exhale here. We're going to do one more like that. Inhale, lift the thighs, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, feel all the toes stretch. Inhale, slide forward, Kumbhakasana, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's. Inhale, back up, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale for 1. Spreading the toes. Inhaling to lift the thighs. Keeping that engagement for the exhale for 2. Big in. Steady out. It's 3. Fingertips planted evenly. 4. Last one. 5. So let's inhale the gaze forward and then walk up to our hands. I'm just going to turn around for the sake of you guys so you can see the front of my body. All right, let's find our Tadasana mountain pose. So spreading the toes, standing up tall. Let's lift all the toes up off the floor. And then find the weight in the heels. Right. Notice that each heel holds even weight. Maybe even close your eyes here. Just find the 4 corners of each foot. And as you find the equal weight distribution in your feet, again start to engage your thighs. Draw your tailbone towards the back of the knees. And then press into the heels more to lift the heart. Noticing that you don't poke out those front ribs. Your chin is parallel to the floor. And then as we inhale, we're going to bring both arms up overhead. And we're going to exhale, sit into a chair pose. We're going to take a long breath in here. And then exhale the hands to prayer to twist. So let's inhale, make some space. And then we'll bring the left elbow outside of the right knee. You can always modify, like lovely Sita here is doing. Just 2 more breaths. Big inhale. Exhale 1. See if you can get a little taller through your crown. Exhale 2. Inhale, both arms up to the center so you can keep your knees bent. And then twist to the other side. And wringing out our digestive organs, wringing out our kidneys. Staying long through the back of the neck. Trying to twist at the navel with the exhale. One more breath. Exhale deep. Good, let's come to the center and stand all the way up, both arms overhead. Exhale, fold all the way to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, step back to your dog pose. From here, your choice of a vinyasa. Inhale forward to plank. Lower knees, chest, or chaturanga on the exhale. Flipping the feet, lifting the heart. Big breath in to get long through the spine. Exhaling back to dog. Okay, let's take the left leg up and back on the inhale. And then exhale, bend the knee to open the hip. Now feel your right hip and then inhale, firm that thigh, lift the hip higher. And then see if you can step your left foot up between the hands. Okay, finding balance in your low lunge first, becoming light on your fingertips, and then inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale. So lift the toes on the front foot, really find the weight in that front heel. And then firm through your back heel to get a lift through that inner thigh and the back leg. Take one more breath in here. And then we're going to twist over the bent knee. Right? Another pose which really wrings out the chi in our kidneys. So take a big inhale, make the arms longer. And then see if you can bring the back hand to the back thigh. Reach the right arm up overhead. Big breath in. And then we cartwheel all the way to the floor. Good, we're gonna stay in this lunge shape. You're gonna plant your right hand down inside the front foot and then turn onto the blade of the back foot. And so that front foot scoots back maybe in front of your hips now, so the toes are facing forward away from you. Maybe you bring that left arm up over the shoulder, and we're gonna raise and lower our hips 3 times. So on the inhale, see if you can dip the hips to the floor any amount. And then exhale, pick them back up, lifting high. Good. Inhale to drop down. Exhale to pick up. And one more time. Pick it up. Bring the left hand down. Step back to your dog pose. Vinyasa or stillness. So if you'd like to inhale to plank, please do. Exhale to lower your choice, knees or the push-up. Inhale to lift through your dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing. Let's take a breath together. Inhaling. Exhaling. And we move to the other side by inhaling the right leg up and back. Exhaling to bend and open. Now feel your left leg lift the thigh into the hip crease. And then exhale that right foot up between the hands. Planting the heel, finding the balance in the low lunge, getting light on the fingertips. And then feeling the arms lift with the inhale. Exhale here. Lifting the toes on the front foot, grounding into the front heel. Firm through the back leg. Let's take one more inhale to really feel the heart and the sternum lift. And then open out over the bent knee. Right, we deepen the twist in the upper back by extending through the arms. Let's take one more inhale for long arms. Exhale, back hand, back thigh if possible. And we inhale that left arm up. Exhale, cartwheel all the way to the floor. Now, the left hand stays. We turn out with the right foot, blade of the left foot. Right arm goes up 3 times. Inhale, lower the hips. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, lift. Bring the right hand down, step back to dog pose. Vinyasa if you'd like. You can always rest in child's pose. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to come through cobra or dog. Exhaling back to downward facing. Let's take 5 breaths together. Big inhale. Exhaling 1. Deep breath in, lift your thigh muscles, lift your sits bones. Keep them lifted through your exhale for 2. Fingertips press, lifting the hips, reaching through the side waist. Exhale for 3. Last 2 breaths, feel that the head is dangling and the neck is soft. All your facial features are soft. 1 more breath. Exhale. Let's look to the front of our mats with the inhale. With the exhale, walk, step, or hop. We're going to inhale, gaze up halfway. Exhale, fold deeply. And come all the way up. Maybe a slight bend in the knees as you do so. Reaching up like you mean it. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Releasing alongside. You can have the feet hip width or together if you like. Just take a moment to notice how your body feels different after going through that first sequence. And we're going to repeat just a little more briefly, a little more quickly with less of a hold. So as you feel that even weight in all the 4 corners of each foot, again, get a little taller on an inhale. Keep that height through your exhale. Let's inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, sit down into a chair. Just 1 breath in here. Exhale, straight legs, forward fold. Breath in, lift halfway, reach your heart away from the tail. And then let's step back to a dog pose. Vinyasa, if you'd like, we'll inhale forward to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale to flip the feet and lift the heart. Exhaling back to dog. Starting on the left leg, we'll inhale up and back. This time, let's just step straight through. Finding high lunge on the in-breath. Twisting over the bent knee on the out-breath. Let's take 1 inhale, reach the arms long. Exhale, back hand to back thigh. Good, inhale, lift up. Exhale, cartwheel down. Step back to dog pose. Take a flow or take a rest. Let's inhale forward to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dog. Right leg, we reach up and back as we breathe in. Exhale, step that foot between the hands. Find your balance and inhale up, high lunge. Exhale, twisting over the bent knee. Inhale, reach the arms long, wring out your kidneys. Exhale, back hand, back thigh. Good, reach up on the inhale. And then cartwheel down to the floor. Step back. Inhale to flow or rest. Lowering on the exhale. Lifting heart, getting long through the in-breath. Exhaling back dog. Let's take 5 breaths together. Big breath in. Exhale 1. Deep inhale. Exhale 2. Lift the thighs. Feel the sits bones rise. Keep them lifting through the exhale. Fingertips planted, side body long. Last breath in. Finish the breath out and step the feet together. Then we're gonna inhale forward to a plank. And then open out to Vashisthasana side plank on the right side. So you might want to bring the foot for a kickstand again. You can also lower a knee, right? Or you stack the ankles. Let's take 3 breaths here. Exhale 1. Deep breath in. Exhale 2. We're going to take 1 more. And then go right to the other side. Don't think about it, just move into it. Come back to the sensation of your breath. Exhale. Right, so you want to press through your heels, get tall through your whole body. Let's take 2 more breaths because we held a little extra on the other side. Exhale. Last one. Hand comes down. Good. Let's come back up to our dog pose. Take a big breath in. Let's exhale together. And then we're going to go backing up with the left leg. We're going to step that left foot through between the hands. Good. We're going to drop the back heel for warrior 1 this time. So the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. And then we inhale, both arms up. Exhaling here. So you see how my back heel is kind of floating. I'm going to do my best to get it to the floor. Firm into that heel and then square my hips to the front of the mat without the heel lifting. Alright, so you got to kind of play that back and forth game sometimes. Trying to ground the heel and square the hips. See my front knee straightened a bit, so I'll bend again. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Exhale. Firm through the back heel. Lift the heart 1 more time. Let's find warrior 2. Opening out. So you want your front foot to be bisecting your back foot. Right? Ideally that front thigh is parallel to the floor. And then we don't stick our butt out. We try and point the tailbone down to the floor as well. Wrists maybe 1 inch above the shoulders. 3 more breaths. Exhale 1. Breath in. Exhale 2. Last one. Exhale 3. Good job. Let's flip the front palm. Reach it up for peaceful warrior. Stay through the exhale. And then we'll straighten that front leg for the reverse triangle. Exhaling to center ourselves, parallel our arms with the floor. You might have to heel toe in a touch as we reach forward to land in Utthita Trikonasana. So I'm just going to turn around and show you guys what I'm doing here. We did these nice swims in Qigong to start releasing our kidneys. So from your triangle pose, we're going to exhale the hand behind us and down to the floor, squaring our belly button to the floor. And then we're going to inhale to draw this big circle, lift the arm back up. Exhale, hand to the floor, belly button turns to the floor. And then we inhale, come back up. Perfect. 3 more. Exhale, swim it down. Inhale, swim it up. Exhale, swim it down. Inhale, swim it up. Last one. Come back up. Let's just find the pose for a couple breaths. Big inhale, reaching across, wrist to wrist. Staying tall through the spine. Let's take 1 more. And then we're going to lower that top arm and step in for pyramid pose. So I'll turn back around. And so the back heel is going to come in a touch. You might want a little bit of width between the feet so you're on railroad tracks more than a balance beam. And we'll look forward on the inhale, lengthen the front of the spine. Exhale to fold. Now you can walk the hands out, opening up the space between each rib. And just feel that front thigh is really firming up and back. You're lifting from the top of the foot into the hip crease. Again, hips are as square as they can be to the front of the mat. Big inhale. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more good one. We'll bend that front knee with the exhale. Get your hands on the floor and step back to dog pose. If you'd like to vinyasa, please inhale to your plank. Exhale, lower your choice. Inhale to lift the heart and get long through your crown. Exhale back to dog pose. Let's just take a couple breaths here to notice the changes on the one half of the body. Again, find the awareness of the details within our breath, the sensations that accompany that air in and out. And one more to prepare ourselves for that other side. So big breath in. Long breath out. Let's lift the right leg up and back. And then step that right foot through. Preparing for warrior one. The back heel is going to come down. Foot's at a 45-degree angle. And we come up. Alright, remember we're trying to square the hips to the front of the mat while keeping the back heel on the floor, keeping the front knee bent. Alright, reach through your heart up to your fingers. And just notice you're not shrugging too much. So the shoulders are staying released from the ears. And that lift is really originating from the center of the chest so that you feel the spine extending. 2 more breaths. Good. Last inhale, firm the back leg, lift the heart. And let's open to warrior two. So you see how I step my back foot over a little so that my front heel is direct into the center of the back arch. Bend that front knee. And really reach the arms. And feel the extension from the jugular notch, that little U notch in your collarbone. Reach all the way out through your fingertips. 3 breaths. Big inhale. Exhale 1. Deep breath in. Exhale 2. Last one. Exhale, flip your front palm. Keep the front knee bent. Reach up and back. Exhale here. And then finally we get to straighten that front leg. Reach even higher. And then return to the center for triangle pose. So inhaling to reach far forward. Exhaling to land gently. Top arm goes up. We take a breath to settle in. And then on the exhale, we swim to the back, towards the floor. Belly button to the floor. We inhale to reach forward and come all the way around the circle. Exhale to the back, belly button to the floor. Reaching far forward, inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Thighs stay firm. Last one. Reaching up. Let's find the static pose for just a couple breaths. Good. Breathing in deep, firming the thighs, feeling the kneecaps lift. Let's take 1 more here. And we'll exhale the top hand to the floor. We'll step in a bit for our pyramid pose. Maybe wide a little bit. Square the hips to the front of the mat and take a breath to open and extend the front of the spine. Lead with the heart as you fold over the front leg. Big breath in. Exhale. Good. Really firm that front thigh. Feel the front of that leg lifting into the hip crease. Last breath. And exhale. Okay, let's bend into that front knee now. Hands to the floor as we step back to dog. Vinyasa if you'd like. We'll inhale forward. Knees or chaturanga on the exhale. Lifting through the inhale. Exhaling back to dog. Good. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Just 2 more here. Full inhale, lifting the thighs and hips. Letting the head and neck be heavy and soft. Last one. Exhale deep. Let's look to the front of the mat on the inhale. You can walk, hop, or float to the front of the mat. Inhale to look up halfway. Exhale to fold. Good, let's inhale both arms all the way up overhead. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Good, let's heel toe our feet about hip distance apart. Reach the arms up overhead. And then again, fold forward to clasp the big toes with the peace fingers so that the thumbs meet the fingertips. Inhale to gaze up. Exhale to fold, pulling up on the toes. Notice if your shoulders reach to your ears. You do a shrugging action. Lift your shoulders away from your ears. Firm your thighs. And pull your heart to the floor without shrugging. Breath in. Exhale 3. Breath in. Exhale 4. Last one. Exhale 5. And we're going to heel to our feet a bit wider from Malasana. So the toes will be slightly out, the heels in. And we'll come down into our squat pose. So the elbows come inside the knees and the hands find prayer in front of the heart. We lift tall through the spine and we do our best to squeeze the elbows with the inner thighs or inner knees. Alright, maybe lift your toes up off the floor. Exhale for 2. Big breath in. Exhale for 3. Big breath in. Exhale for 4. Last one. We're going to exhale for 5. Good. And from here, we're going to place our hands down on the mat. You're going to keep your right foot where it is. You might want to lift your hips up a bit and then step back for a lizard pose with your left leg. So you're in this like wide, low lunge. You might want to stay on your hands and just bend the elbows. Right? Noting that both hands are inside of the right foot. If you do come down to your forearms, that's great. You can always stay lifted too. Right? Back knee can be lifted, or if you don't have so much gas in the tank, you can let it drop. But try to keep it lifted, right? Just take 3 more breaths. Exhale 1. And gazes forward. Exhale 2. Drawing that right knee in towards the midline. And then dropping the back knee down slowly. Let's come back up onto our palms. Your left hand's gonna stay. You're gonna reach back for the ankle with the other hand. See if you can find the quad stretch. Now if that doesn't work out, you can just stay here. Right? Or you can bridge the gap with a strap or a t-shirt, something. Let's take 3 more breaths, trying to show our hearts to the ceiling. Finding the twist as well as the back bend here. Taking 1 more full breath. Exhaling, staying with it, and then without a slingshot, you're going to inhale to slowly release. All right, then we're going to tuck the back toes, scooch the back knee a bit, and straighten the front leg for a runner's lunge. Ardha Hanumanasana. And so that heel can stay wide. Sometimes it feels kind of nice. Let's inhale, reach the heart forward, and then walk the hands out. Big breath in. Exhale, 1. And deep breath in. Exhale, 2. Just one more. Exhale, 3. Okay, then we're going to try to bring the sole of the right foot back onto the mat and see if we can just step back into our Malasana. Alright, let's take a breath here just to feel the difference, right? From side to side, we're probably a little uneven. And then we'll place the hands back down, lift the hips up, and step back with the opposite foot, finding our lizard pose on the other side. So again, both hands are inside of the front foot, and you lower to whatever degree is beneficial, right? So it doesn't matter if you can get your elbows down. Some days it happens, some days it doesn't. But we do want to be hugging this front knee in towards the body, right? And if the back knee is lifted, really extending through that back leg. You keep the gaze lifted as well. Couple more breaths here. Last one. And we'll slowly lower the back knee. Keep the right hand planted. Reach back with the left for the back foot. Using a strap or a towel if necessary. Whatever works, right? Take a breath in. Try to show your heart to the ceiling. Drawing the heel to the buttocks any amount. 3 more. Exhale in 1. Breath in. Exhale in 2. Last one. Exhale for 3. We'll release the back foot slowly. Scooch the back knee. Extend the front leg. Hands to either side as we look forward and extend the spine. We hinge at the hips as we lower in. Try and spread your toes on that front foot and really firm the thigh as you breathe into the hamstrings. Exhale in 2. Just one more breath. Exhale for 3. Okay, let's bend the front knee to bring the sole of the feet to the floor. And we'll see if we can step from here to a dog pose. So you might want to scooch the back foot in. Come back to your dog. If you'd like one more vinyasa, you could take it. If not, let's just lay down on our bellies. Let's try and get 2 back bends in. So we're pretty warm. If you feel like you can go right into Dhanurasana, feel free to bend your knees and reach for your ankles. Otherwise, we'll start with Shalabhasana, which will be reaching our arms forward, right? And preparing to lift the legs and arms simultaneously. So I'll demonstrate that one. Let's take a big breath in together to get ready. Exhale, press the hips down into the floor. And then let's inhale to lengthen as we lift up. So prioritizing the sensation of our arms reaching forward and our feet and legs reaching back. Right? Seeing if we can really lift the roots of the thighs up away from the floor by engaging the mid buttocks. 3 more breaths, you can do it. Exhale 1. Breathe deep into your belly. Exhale 2. Ready, 1 more, get long. And then come down and rest. Oh boy. So really soften once you come to the floor. Feel any of that engagement or tension release completely. And then you can either repeat 1 more bend, like back bend on your belly. So maybe moving into Dhanurasana now, or repeating Shalabhasana. Or if you'd like to roll over onto your back and take a bridge pose or a full wheel, you can do that. Also remember that these are all options and offerings, so you can do, like my lovely partner, whatever's serving you, right? If you guys want to roll over, I'll demonstrate a full wheel. And so let's just prepare for whatever back bend we're moving into on a big inhale. Let's exhale to start our pressing into the floor. And then the inhales will extend us up either into bridge, wheel, shalabhasana, or dhanurasana. Let's stay for 3 more breaths. Big inhale. Exhale 1. Deep breath in. Exhale 2. Last one. And lower down. Good job. So we'll step our feet wide, let the knees knock together, and just do a couple windshield wipers to release the low back. Right, once you feel like the low back is settled, we'll roll onto one side, and then come up to sit. And we're going to end with a little sequence in Upavishtakonasana. So you come to this wide-legged position. I like having my feet on the corners of the mat for a little extra cushion and grip. And then I usually take my hands just behind my hips to scooch forward a bit and get a little more opening. All right, then let's take our hands right to the root of the thigh bones, right, where it's usually a little more difficult to engage the quadriceps or the thigh muscles. All right, so really extend through your heels and feel your thigh muscles right near the hip, engage firmly. And try to keep that engagement as you inhale, both arms up overhead. All right, and then exhale, fold forward any amount. All right, so you might come onto the fingertips at first. I know I went for a run, so I'm a little tight. Lift the heart up to extend, and then see little by little, and you start working your way to the floor. And just notice the feet as you fold forward. Do they follow you into the fold? Right, or do they lag behind? Try to have the feet perpendicular to the floor. So ball mounds exactly above the heels, all the toes spreading. Right, and again, notice those thigh muscles. Right, did they release already? So refirm the thighs. Feel both legs long. Let's take another breath here. I'm going to exhale. Good, then we're going to come up. We're going to lift both arms up overhead. And then twist over towards your right leg. Okay, we'll place both hands down on either side of the leg and use that little press into the floor to lift our hearts. Okay, now notice that the far leg doesn't soften up, so keep extending. Right, and then we're little by little going to try and turn our belly button towards that right knee, right, towards the knee that we're facing, and walk our hands out. Now I like to keep the hand outside of my leg as like a little post as I maybe reach towards the inner edge of the foot. You can always grab a strap, right? Or you can always just stay here and walk forward. Okay? But if you can reach the foot, maybe you get one hand and then bring the other hand in. And you might feel that that far sits bone got a little light, so you extend the leg to try and pin the sits bone to the floor. Right? Reach the heart forward and see if you can fold into that nice twist and side body opener. Let's take 3 breaths. Exhaling deep. 2 more. Exhale deep. Notice the thigh muscles re-extend through the last breath. Finish the exhale. And we'll walk the hands in to sit up. We'll reach both arms up to just extend out of the twist. And then turn towards the other leg, placing the hands down on either side. Alright, turning the belly button towards the kneecap as we firm the thighs and walk the hands forward. Maybe leaving that outside hand for a bit of leverage as you reach for the inner arch of the foot. Alright, once you have the arch, firm that back leg and then grab with the other hand. Alright, we inhale to extend. Keep the thighs firm as you fold. Alright, elbows move wide here, shoulders stay away from the ears. We take a few breaths all together. Exhale 1. Big breath in. Exhale 2. Last one. Exhale, 3. Good. Let's all come up slowly. Come back to the center. Let's lift both arms up just to reach up out of the twist. And bring both hands down. All right, and to exit, I like to help my legs a little bit because the connective tissue can be sensitive. So just slowly bend each knee. We're just gonna finish with a Tarasana. So if you want to turn towards the back of your mat, wherever that may be, you want to have your legs in a true diamond shape. So the knees are at 90-degree angles and the feet are a little further away from you than usual. You'll grab in front of the ankles. Again, lift through the heart, and then see if you could bring your forehead towards that bowl shape that your feet are making. And you can grab the feet as you bring the forearms in front of the shins. You really want to just soften into this one. There's not so much muscular engagement happening. It's just allowing that yin energy, right? That receptive, soft, feminine energy to come into the form. And so breathe deeply into your sacrum.